there, my name is Katie and this is the How to Be a Minimalist YouTube channel. I also have a podcast, so don't forget to check that out. You can find a link to it in the description box below. While you're checking out the description box, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It totally helps the channel, and also don't forget to subscribe so you can get other videos like this one. Today I wanted to tell you a little bit about a few things that I wish I would have known before I had become plant-based, especially considering the fact that weight loss and much better health were some of my goals. So let's get right into the video. First off, I have to let you know that I'm not a doctor or a nutritionist or a health professional in any way. These are just my experiences, and so you have to talk to your doctor and figure out for yourself what works for you. But these are some things that I noticed were either working for me or not working for me as I ate a plant-based diet and was a vegetarian for many, many years before that. And yes, they are different, or at least they can be. I'm not going to get too much into it because I have talked about it in a lot of my other videos, but basically I have been vegetarian for almost 20 years, and of that time I have been vegan or plant-based about 6 of those years. I have most recently been plant-based for a year and a half, and I've found so much success in eating this way, and I feel so much better this way. This is how I want to eat for the rest of my life, and I'm hoping that I can make that successful. You might be asking, well, if you were a vegetarian for almost 20 years, then how is it that you had all of these health problems? Those were questions I had too, and these are some of the things that I wish I would have known a long time ago. And so today, that's what I'm going to be talking about, because I had a lot of frustrations eating a vegetarian diet and thinking that I was eating healthfully for myself when I really wasn't, and I was doing myself some harm in a lot of areas. The first thing I wish I would have known was that I should have been eating a lot of starchy foods, made of whole foods. When I was just focused on eating vegetarian diet, sometimes I would be really hungry and I would just say, well, I guess I must need some like plant-based burgers or some kind of a protein or something like that. The truth was that what I really wasn't getting enough of in my diet were rice, potatoes, beans, oats, corn, starches. I really needed starches. They are very sustaining, they are low in calorie density, and they just have helped me to be so much healthier. My lack of focus in this area turned me to eating things that were not all that healthy for me, and I noticed a lot of nutrient deficiencies in myself, and I just didn't feel very good eating those processed foods. I wish I would have known that it was so easy to be healthier just by grabbing a bag of potatoes and eating them. Because starches have such low calorie density and low fat, I have become so much healthier eating them in abundance over the last year and a half. I knew that being a vegetarian did not mean that I was protein deficient. It was impossible considering my size and everything like that. And so learning about starches and how they can fuel you so well and also contain all of the necessary amino acids to have sufficient protein was so beneficial to me. I learned a lot of this from reading Dr. McDougall's books. I've just been applying it the last year and a half, and I felt so much better, and my energy has been way up, and it's been really great. Another thing that I wish I would have realized was how awful oil makes me feel. It seriously makes me feel terrible. I find a lot of inflammation occurs in my body. I wake up and just everything hurts, especially my feet, and I just don't feel good. Over this last summer, my weight loss halted, and then I started gaining weight, and it was because I started sauteing in oil. I started eating potato chips. They may have been kettle chips, but they were still full of oil. It's amazing how much weight though that I gained in just 2 months. I gained about 8 pounds, and it was all because of how much oil I was eating and how easy it is for our bodies just to store that stuff. I still eat some overt fats such as avocado, nuts, and seeds, but it's in very moderate amounts, and I no longer use oil. Another thing I wish I would have realized was that I was not getting enough nutrient-wise. And this was mostly happening because I was hardly eating any vegetables or greens at all. I'm talking about non-starchy vegetables. Well, and starches. I should have been eating more of those things, and I just wasn't. I had some blood work done, and I started taking supplements and trying to eat different foods that would help. But in the end, eating lots of salads and eating lots of non-starchy vegetables made those numbers just where they needed to be, and I have not had any problems since. Also, important to know, non-starchy vegetables are super low in calorie density. So when you fill up a plate of vegetables, it's like 100 calories. Of course, I couldn't be sustained on just eating a plate of non-starchy vegetables for each meal, but making sure that I have a lot of them, trying to get 50% of my foods as non-starchy vegetables each day has made just such a huge difference in the way that I feel, and also has helped me lose a lot of weight. But because I can eat so many of them, I feel full and good and healthy all the time. The last wish I would have known on my list is that I wish I would have known that exercise would play an important role in my weight loss. Not because it actually made me personally lose a whole bunch of weight. Mostly light cardio exercises have helped me to maintain a happier demeanor, as well as just have curbed my cravings and helped me to be able to focus on my goal. Things like running, walking, hiking, bike riding are all things that I have done to exercise just to be an active person. I have not used heavy weightlifting or crazy workouts at the gym or anything like that in order to lose the 45 pounds that I've lost. But what I have done has been simple and easy and kind of as I have felt like it. So while I can lose weight just eating a plant-based diet, everything just goes so much better when I have a little bit of exercise added in. All of that being said, everyone's body is different. These are just things that I wish I would have known, and things that have really benefited me as I've implemented them. I particularly wish I would have thought about this stuff and known about it when I was first beginning to be a vegetarian, and I know that had I been focused on these things, I would have never gotten into some of these health issues that I had to go through. And of course, they were learning experiences and all of that, and I really appreciate my good health now that I can see the opposite of what that means to me now. But it just would have made such a difference had I known these things before. Being a vegetarian really did not mean that I was a healthier person. For me, it meant lots of oils, processed foods, and not enough vegetables and starches. I'm just so glad that I have found this way of eating because I feel so much better. So many of my health issues have gone away, and I also know a lot more, which means that I feel so much more empowered. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give it a like and also subscribe to the channel. Remember, it's all about the experiences, not the stuff.